Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dana, if you did not know, and here we review sunscreen, skincare, makeup, whatever kind of tickles my fancy, but a lot of skincare for the most part. And today we are reviewing the one, the only Black Girl sunscreen. This is their new Make It Hybrid sunscreen, and as it suggests, this is a hybrid sunscreen, so that means it's both chemical and mineral, or organic and inorganic. So as the name suggests, this is a hybrid sunscreen, which means it's a combination of both mineral and chemical sunscreen filters. So let's just jump in because I'm gonna apply it, I'm gonna talk through it, and then I'll give you my final thoughts as always. And of course, I continue to use sunscreens well after the review, so if anything changes, I definitely let you know. But a good place to know if I'm really liking something or disliking it is over on my Instagram. So I will insert that link below. Go ahead and follow me and we'll get into it. Okay, hair is up and we're gonna go ahead and put it on, and then I will talk through all of the specs, and then at the end, of course, give you my final thoughts on it. I was gonna say final first impression, but that's not true. I've worn this many times now. So this is an SPF 50, which is one of their higher ones. The only other one that they have that's SPF 50 is their kids version, and the other ones are their Make It Matte, which is SPF 45, and then their normal one, which is SPF 30. So I do like that it is a higher SPF. As I said, this is a hybrid sunscreen, which means it has both chemical and mineral filters, and the filters in this are homosalate at 10%, octosalate 5%, octocrylene 5%, and zinc oxide 5%. This retails for $18.99, which is a pretty good deal because you are getting 3 fluid ounces or about 90 milliliters. Currently, it is out of stock on the Black Girl sunscreen website, but a lot of times you can find it at Target, so I'm not sure if you can find it there. If so, I will of course link it below. One thing to note is it has a very strong smell of lavender. Very, very strong. I don't mind lavender at all, but it is a lot. And it is lavender essential oil, basically, if you look at the ingredient list. Now, as far as the cast, as you can see toward the end of the application, I do have a little bit of a cast. I think it's a minimal cast in terms of I've tried many that are way worse, but it's there, and I would say light to medium skin tone right now and more medium skin tone in the summer. So if you have a deeper skin tone, you might notice more of a cast. As far as the finish, you can see I have quite a glow. I would say almost every Black Girl sunscreen, except for the Make It Matte one, has a very glowy kind of hydrating finish. And this is not something that dissipates throughout the day. This kind of remains. So if you are dry skin, I would say that this is something you will love. If you have more oily skin, I'm not sure you're gonna like this because it is a lot. And then lastly, as far as their ingredient list, Black Girl Sunscreen does a great job with their ingredients. Some of the main ones are aloe juice. They always put shea butter in it, which is why you get this glow. Capric, caprylic, triglycerides, which I can never say, carrot seed oil, which I love, sunflower seed oil, and jojoba seed oil. So, as a formulator, those oils and with the shea butter are the reason that you have this glow, because none of them are considered dry oils or butters, so they take a lot longer to absorb into your skin. So that is something to consider if you have dry skin, like I mentioned, or if you live in a very dry climate. It's great. If you have anything else, probably not. Like for me, I could never wear this in the summertime. I can only wear most of the Black Girl sunscreens in the winter, so something to consider. I kind of went through that as I was applying it, and I wanted to show you, first off, this stuff comes out of the bottle very quickly, so you have to be very careful because when you're gonna squeeze it out, it just comes out. And I was gonna just dot it. So in the beginning, I just dotted it on my face in parts because that's really the way that you should apply it. With anything that has zinc oxide or titanium dioxide, it's just better in small thin layers. But I wanted to show you how it works when you kind of just slather it on. So the first way was a little bit better, but as you can see, when I just slathered it on, it's not terrible. Now, I am under pretty bright lights, so you can see the cast, but when I look in the mirror, it's maybe not as bad as in the camera, but it's not invisible. I would say that this is not the most invisible hybrid I've ever tried. But I also feel like a lot of hybrids are not super great. And even though this only has 5% zinc oxide, I just find they're not really what I would want to reach for, because if I want something that's mineral, I'm just going to reach for that. And this one, I don't know, I don't see the appeal, I guess, in a hybrid for the most part. Okay, so I've only done one layer of this, and I think that is, why do I have a hair? Oh, it's just like attached. I don't know. I guess it is attached to my head, yeah. I only did one layer because I do find that this sunscreen is intensely hydrating and I don't need more than that. Typically, I prefer to do 2 layers, and that's just because I like to get the protection that is necessary, because I like to get the correct amount of protection. But for this, I would never be able to wear this alone with 2 layers. I would have to cover it with something maybe a little bit more matte in terms of makeup. And that's kind of one of the issues. I have like a very love-hate relationship with Black Girl sunscreen. I find that their formulas and the prices are so good. The formulas are like, the ingredient list is spectacular, but I just don't know how I could wear this because it is so dewy. Like, I'm looking at myself in the mirror here and I look like a disco ball. So if you have any texture and you're thinking of wearing a sunscreen alone with nothing else, it's going to highlight every pore, every bit of dry texture, everything. That said, if you do have very dry skin and you're looking for a sunscreen that is deeply, deeply hydrating, any of their sunscreens except for the Make It Matte are gonna do the job. So I understand the appeal of trying to make a hybrid sunscreen, but in the past, I've just not had a lot of luck with hybrids. For me personally, I find like I would either prefer just a chemical one that is truly invisible, or a mineral one that for whatever reason it has a nice tint or a nice glow. But for me, a hybrid, it kind of doesn't give me the best of either of those. And it just requires a bit more work than I'm willing to do on an everyday basis. But I think this is a great option if it's in your price range, if it's something you really like care strongly about, finding a great hybrid sunscreen. Also, the size and the price of Black Girl sunscreens cannot be beat. They are some of the top ones, like performance-wise, but also at an affordable cost when you break it down. The other thing that I want to mention is I don't typically have stinging with either the Black Girl Kids sunscreen or this one. I have put it all over my eyes, nothing has happened, but the scent is very strong on this one. None of the others have an actual scent, they just smell like sunscreen. But this one is very strongly scented of lavender. And I'm guessing that's probably because mineral sunscreens tend to have like a little bit of a minerally scent. So maybe they tried to cancel that out. But if you are kind of scent averse, this one might not be for you. So will I continue to reach for this one? Probably not. Honestly, I have a lot of respect for the brand and I think that they're gonna do really great things. I just think that it's not quite there yet. The only one that I love is the kids version because that does not sting. It's a good hydrating one. It's just simple, it goes on very easily. But again, I can only wear that in the summer. I can only wear that in the winter because it's just so glowy and I don't need that much glow. But I would say that this one ranks like right underneath that one. I actually did repurchase the Make It Matte one because they changed the packaging. Yay, congratulations, thank you. So I'm gonna be reviewing that one as well. And I would say that that one actually, I would say that I like the kids version the most. And then the Make It Matte and the Make It Hybrid are kind of like comparable. And then their original one is my least favorite. But it's not at the top of my list of all sunscreens. It's not at the bottom. It's kind of in the middle. So kind of just depends on what you are looking for. So let me know, have you guys tried any of the Black Girl sunscreens? Is this something that appeals to you? Like I'm very curious, like why people would want a hybrid sunscreen. I understand having like the extra protection from the zinc oxide, but me personally, I think most chemical sunscreens are gonna give you the protection you want, but that's just me. So I'm curious, tell me why you like a hybrid if you do. All right, so we're gonna end it here and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.